Hello beautiful people and welcome to my channel. My name is Ujiha and today I'm going to be doing a draw with me. Now before we get started, I do need some chai, and this time I literally always have tea before I start doing any of my little sit downs. So this time I'm going to be showing you guys how I make the perfect cup of chai, and honestly guys, this is like in-law approved and family approved, so let's get started. So I just first start off by boiling my water, and while it's all boiling I get my cup of tea ready. What you're going to want to do is first put a bit of cinnamon. So usually the cinnamon sticks come as like a whole stick, so I just like chop it or just like break it up and just put a small piece in it. Now you can also use cinnamon powder, but I didn't have cinnamon powder, so I just used cinnamon stick. And then you're going to want to get an elchi. It's also called cardamom. A little bit of ginger powder. You can put as much sugar as you want. I like my tea sweet, so I usually just put like 2 or 2.5 teaspoons of sugar. I'm using brown sugar, so but you can also use white sugar. Honestly, it's up to you, like the usual amount that you put in your tea or coffee. And then honestly, once it's done, you can just taste it, and if you want to put more, you can put more. And then after that, I'm gonna put in my tea bag. So I use Tesli black tea. You can also use Alakosi. There's so many different brands out there, but I just use the Tesli one. And now what you're gonna want to do is put your boiling water in. So don't fill it up all the way because you do want to leave space for the milk. But yeah, so just leave like a bit at the top. And then for the milk, I use carnation milk. But honestly, you can even use half and half creamer, so like the ones that you use for your coffee and stuff like that. But I find carnation milk to be the best, and I don't put too much. But yeah, until like the color turns into like that nice perfect chai color. But I put the measurements on the screen, so I think it's like around 1/5 or 1/6 of a cup. But yeah, and stir it all up and you are done, and now you have your perfect tea. I hope this was helpful, but now back to some drawing. Now let's get started with the drawing. First, I'm going to start off putting the picture onto Procreate, and what I like to do is put this as a like the bottom layer and then making it changing the transparency so that I can draw on top. Now I am more of a beginner, so I feel like this really helps a lot, especially when you're going from like sketching on paper to digital art. Like traditionally, or just me, I am more comfortable drawing on paper, and I'm sure that's true for a lot of you. Digitally drawing definitely was a big learning curve for me, and one of the things that really helps is definitely sketching what I'm going to draw first, taking a picture of that, and then just basically kind of tracing it on top. I would suggest that for anyone who's like kind of trying digital art for the first time. As a beginner in digital art, it is quite frustrating sometimes when your work doesn't look like the artist that you aspire to be, or like you just really like their work and stuff. And all the things that I still go through goes through my head is like comparing myself to other digital artists, and of course that's unrealistic, but you know, I am a little bit of an impatient person, and like for me, basically my mindset is if you just keep working and stuff like that, you'll get it. And I guess comparatively, like for example, if anyone's out there who is, you know, just used to being in a program or being in a field where studying and, like, for example, writing papers and stuff like that, and looking at facts and memorizing facts is a norm, I feel like it's a mental challenge when it goes to switching towards being, like, tapping into your more creative side, just because it takes a different kind of patience and it takes a different mindset, I feel. Not that it's bad or anything, it's just definitely a learning curve. You definitely need a creative outlet, no matter if you are in a field which is, like, not creative at all. Like, for example, I'm in nursing, and we don't really get that many chances to explore our creative side. So this is a really, really good outlet for me. And it's something that I've always wanted to get good at. And honestly, coming from a third-year nursing student, it's never too late to explore your artistic side. And honestly, if you did have an artistic side, like, before, like in high school or something like that, and in university, it's kind of just like everyone just looks like a pro. But honestly, it's never too late to learn, and you don't have to know everything in order to get into something. Like, I know with, like, the sciences and stuff like that, it's kind of like, you need to know your stuff, or you need to know everything. You want to know everything before you go into it. But especially with art, I feel like that's not really the case. It's kind of like you learn as you go. You definitely need to try new styles, try different approaches, see what works for you, see what doesn't. I went through so many different styles that I was just like, I know I want to draw, but I don't know what I want to draw. I like that, and then I try it, and then I'd be like, wait, this is not something that I actually like drawing. So it took me a long time to, like, figure out my style. Like, if I like my work, then that's it. Like, that's pretty much, it's really what should matter the most. Like, don't let other people's opinions bring you down or anything like that. And definitely don't compare yourself to other artists, because honestly, you don't know how long someone has been, like, working or practicing basically this craft. So yeah, everyone may look like a expert out there, but you don't know how long that they've been practicing their art for. You don't know, like, how long their journey took. So yeah, never compare your progress to other people's progress 100%. So these are just some tips basically for anyone who is planning on venturing into doing some art, or doing drawings and stuff like that, or going into digital art. But yeah, that's just my story.